You are now entering the Grow Moringa Collective, an eco-friendly community centered around a common interest, growing moringa. Connect with other like-minded individuals in person and online as a member of the Grow Moringa Collective. Download the members app to your phone for instant access. I now present to you a lesson from the exclusive 3-day conference event known as MoringaCon. Team up with us and get the help you need to succeed. All recordings are included with membership. Become a member to fulfill your wildest dreams of working outside in nature, planting seeds and growing trees. Turn your empty property into a thriving food forest. Get the training you need to make extra income from moringa. Learn more about growing, harvesting, drying, processing, packaging, and selling moringa trees into valuable products for extra income. Simplify your growing operation and become a profitable moringa grower. If you'd like to learn more about the moringa tree industry without beating around the bush, you're in the right place. Be sure to join us inside of the Grow Moringa Collective members area for full access to all the answers you need. Don't miss MoringaCon 25 coming up in April. Make a real impact on your health and the health of others around you. Be sure to join us inside of the Grow Moringa Collective members area for all of the moringa answers. Hey, welcome back to the Grow Moringa Collective. Today we're going to unlock the secrets of turning your moringa trees into a reliable source of income. Just going to just cut this baby back right here. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Tons of abundance. In today's lesson, we're going to dive into one of the most exciting topics for any moringa enthusiast, and that's the different revenue streams that you can make from this one miracle tree. Let's go ahead and get this baby cut back. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Did you know that your moringa trees can produce more than just leaves and seeds? They can actually become the foundation for a thriving business. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Let's go ahead and get your greens cut back before the frost. We want to use these greens. We don't want them to go to waste. Whether you're growing moringa trees at home or in a large-scale farm operation, there's many ways to create multiple income streams from this one miracle tree. Let's go ahead and get this baby cut back as well. Whew, we got lots of work right now. The orders are still coming in, and we are in the middle of a winter freeze. Woo! Look at these greens, still doing good because they have a good foundation, and they were planted in lots of oak mulch. You could start selling the fresh leaves, the powder, the oil, the capsules, creating value-added products from this one tree like supplements, animal food. The possibilities are endless with this one tree, and that's why you don't have to grow anything else. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Now, of course, there are other varieties and diverse plants that you can grow in your food forest, but this, what I mean particularly, is the only thing that you need to grow for extra income. All the other plants can just be for yourself and for fun. You don't have to stress over anything else. Just really focus on one thing and get one thing going really good. You don't have to run around doing 50, 100 different plants. Just focus on one thing for income, and this is the secret to success. Keep watching, because in this lesson, we're going to break down how to maximize your profits by exploring the many different revenue streams that this one moringa tree can begin to offer you. Whether you want to start an online shop, sell at the farmer's market, or become a wholesale supplier, we're going to give you the tools that you need to create a money-making machine from your moringa yard or farm. Hey, Miss Moringa, let's go ahead and get your beautiful greens cut back as well, just so that way we can get you dried up and on the racks, so that way none of these beautiful greens go to waste. If you're letting your trees go yellow, that means that you're not harvesting them enough or fast enough. In today's lesson, I'm also going to teach you how to diversify your offerings so you're not relying on just one product, but how you can scale your moringa business for long-term profitability by offering different varieties of products just with this one tree. All right. Thanks, Moringa. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Yes, look at all these beautiful greens. Wow. The reason why these greens are still so green is because we're underneath a nice big oak tree. Look at this, right here in the middle of winter. How great is this? Thank you. Imagine being able to learn one tree really, really well. This isn't just farming, this is building a sustainable business with unlimited potential just from getting to know the characteristics of this one thing. Imagine all the questions that you're going to get. The key is that you don't have to grow a million different plants and learn about a million different plants and how they grow in the soils. You can actually make $1 million from growing this one tree over and over and over again. Every year, just getting better and better and better. Get 1% better every single day, get 10% better every single season, and you will see that you will have abundance and you'll be surrounded by Miss Moringa. And of course, you can grow the plethora of other plants that you want for fun, because once you build a foundation off of this one tree, all the others will come. If you grow it, they will come. And by joining the Grow Moringa Collective, you'll gain access to a wealth of knowledge and expert advice on how to turn your moringa trees into a profitable business venture. With love and care and attention, these trees will be super healthy for you. Notice how we're keeping them really short. Right now, it's wintertime. None of our trees are super tall. They're all short and they have multiple branches. So that way they're easily reachable with a very simple tool. Thanks, Miss Moringa. By downloading our members app, you'll have the community support, that everything that you'll need to create a business that is thriving. It's very simple to log in on your phone or any device. So if you're ready to take your moringa business to the next level and unlock a full money making potential from this one amazing tree, well, then you're in the right place with me. So let's keep harvesting here, just so you can see how quickly we can generate extra income from our moringa trees, even during the winter. If you're growing them short and bushy, and you're also growing them in oak mulch, like I am, then they're very well protected and they don't get frosty. Right now, it's okay if there's a lot of ground cover down here, even though there's a lot of stuff going on down here. That's going to also help protect them from the frost. In the summertime, I would kick all of this stuff back and weed all this stuff back, so that way it doesn't get too wet. But right now, it's okay, because this is actually helping to keep it warm and insulated during these colder months. She doesn't like cold feet, so keep her nice and warm, and she'll give you a lot of material back. I mean, look how green these greens are right here in the middle of winter. Here we are closing up January, about to go in Aquarius, and this is abundance right here. So good. Thanks y'all for watching. Look at this nice little gardening section. So let's turn your moringa tree into cash flow. With the Grow Moringa Collective, you'll have all the tools, resources, and the support that you'll need to make this dream a reality. Let's make it happen together. If you need to give me a call, if you'd like a call back, just text collective to 813-696-6676 and I'll give you a call back. I'm Kendrick Henry, your local USA Moringa farmer. Can't wait to see you on the inside. So welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for coming in for our final installment from MoringaCon 24, day 2. We're closing up on our, I think, our seventh episode for today. We did harvesting, washing, drying, sifting, powder,
capsules, trees and seeds, oil, and then now we're closing up with our 8th one actually. And we're going to wrap it all up. We're going to bring it all together. We're going to answer some of your questions here. You can see now I'm back in the shop. We're really starting to get things popping with the shop now that we've come to the end of summer. We've got now all of our stock that we've been working and building up on the shelves, and we're starting to fulfill wholesale orders. We've got soaps, oils, loose leaf, powder, supplements for animals, pellets, and then also fertilizer.
Oh, I was going to ask you. I can't order until like say November 3rd or 5th, but I was going to order like another package of powder. Will you have it then?
It depends. It depends.
Okay,
We
I
will
wasn't
see. We
sure.
will see. Yeah, I'm not sure either. This is uncharted territory for me because every year I usually run out.
Right.
And now our sales are even more, but I also have more stock than I've ever had. My trees are as healthy as they've ever been and big. We also have quite a few trees around town that I could still harvest and grab greens from. We also have members that could have it, that are further south. We're starting to have more members to have stock. And so the best thing is just to ask at that time.
Okay. Yeah, I was just telling her that Queen that tomorrow I got to drive out to the river again. I drove last weekend. It's 3 hours there and 3 hours back.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at a half acre to three quarters of an acre.
Oh, congrats. Yeah. Hopefully you get that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Great. Great. Yeah. And then that could be an opportunity to start growing and getting your trees out there and spreading out.
Exactly.
Yeah. You've been stocking up and getting ready for that opportunity for the last couple years, hanging with us, learning with us, and growing with us here, coming to the meetings, and um, and just getting the information that you need, bringing it all together, learning how to make a living. We've already kind of gone over revenue streams yesterday a little bit, but we kind of want to go over a strategy and then some of the ways to sell it. This has been on my mind a little bit, and I want to make sure that this channel helps you learn more about the moringa tree. But 58% of the people who watch this channel on a regular basis are not even subscribed. Do our collective of hardworking moringa growers a huge favor before we start today's lesson. If you like the moringa tree and you'd like to support us in some way, the easiest free way you could help our mission is by hitting the subscribe button below. We're going to listen to your feedback and share more educational videos. We're going to find the answers you're craving and need to know. Thanks. Selling seems to be the most difficult, or the most, say, like, biggest hurdle for people to cross. Once they decide that they want to have a business, then it's, oh, I have to sell. And so learning how to sell in today's world is is um, is a skill that you can actually pick up with practice from even YouTube University. You can watch videos off YouTube like I do every day, learning how to sell, learning how to get better at selling. We're selling something amazing. We're selling something healthy. We're selling nature. We're selling medicine. We're selling herbs. We've decided that that's what we're selling, so we're going to sell it really, really, really well. We're going to use the strategies of selling to essentially bring out the benefits of moringa in such a way that inspires people to take it, use it, incorporate it in their lifestyle. And so that's essentially what you're trying to do, is paint a picture in someone's mind. What is selling? Selling is providing the facts, putting the facts out there. Selling is also solving a problem. It's providing a solution to, say, in our case, health, protein, wellness when it comes to mental health, even physical health when it comes to your organs, your intestines, the nervous system, and also helping in other aspects, not just with people, but also with pets, acting as a supplement for pets, and then also acting as a fertilizer for plants.
Yeah, I actually, I don't know. I told you before I cut my medications in half, right?
Oh, congrats.
So now I cut it in half again.
Oh, good.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Congrats. That's good. That's good. Weaning and taking time, but then also adding more moringa to the diet, allowing your body to cleanse and heal naturally. That's a great idea. It's going to help cleanse out the liver. Years of taking medications could have, caused some damage to the liver and kidneys. But your body is amazing and it can recover through cleansing and detoxing and flushing out. The liver has the ability to actually regenerate itself completely. It's one of our own, say, like lizard tails. It has the ability to regenerate. It's the only organ that you could cut out, leave a small portion of it, and it will regrow itself. The liver is amazing. It's the largest organ in the body, and it's also regenerative.
It's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. So, a strategy for figuring out where to start, of course, we all have friends and family, and you want to start by getting organized. And we're going to talk a little bit more about getting your contact list organized using a CRM. That's going to be tomorrow. We're going to be diving in even deeper into the business aspect of it and some of the tools that you can use to organize yourself. Our wholesale list is now available exclusively for members. Get instant access to huge savings on premium USA Moringa products. The trees are grown organically right here in the USA. Every tree is tested for heavy metals and nutrient content, ensuring only the highest quality. Order by the case of 12 or snag a master case of 10 cases and get one free case. And guess what? You can also order with or without labels. You can now offer locally grown moringa at the farmer's market this season. You won't find high quality moringa anywhere on any shelf like this. So why wait? Sign up for membership today and get exclusive access to the wholesale list. You can make extra income from moringa by reselling these wholesale items. Becoming more financially free starts now. Join the Grow Moringa Collective today. You could make extra income by reselling these wholesale items today. Become more financially free by joining the Grow Moringa Collective and get access to our wholesale list. I'll see you in the members area. One of the ways that I started making income from moringa was from the trees. It was the very first revenue stream that I made from moringa, several $1,000s from planting the seeds and selling the small trees in pots. If you get yourself thousands and thousands of trees together in pots, that's going to start really fueling your business. You're going to then have that. You can set that aside. That's going to do its thing. It's going to grow on its own. Then you can start developing the other aspects of your business. But a strategy to really get started is to have several hundred, if not several thousand pots that are just sitting there doing their thing. You can walk away from it and they're going to increase in value and time. So then in a year from now, after you've sold maybe half of them, the other half you can pot up to a bigger pot and then do the same thing again with the remaining pots, put some trees in it and then let it sit and then let them get big for a year. All the while you're charging more and more money depending on how big that tree is, how old that tree is, how many times you've potted up, how many times have you handled that tree, determines the cost for that tree. Then I was able to start going to the farmer's market because I had trees. And then at the time, I was also just harvesting enough drumsticks to where I started just selling local seeds. But then I started running out of local seeds. So I tried to find a supplier that I could trust that could keep the seeds in stock for the first time, outsourcing for my business and outsourcing the seeds. So in 2019, 2020 or so 2020, after saying no to orders, seed orders for a long time because I would run out regularly and I wasn't really just buying in things. I wasn't that kind of business. I was mostly just trying to be in the business of whatever I made, I sold. Whatever I didn't have or whatever I didn't make, I wasn't worried about it. I didn't have it. Sorry, I don't have that. I don't make that. I don't have enough of it. People were trying to buy hundreds of pounds of powder from me starting off. And I'm like, hey, I just got started and I only make powder from the trees that I have. I don't just buy in powder. Some of my buddies, they started working with me and they saw the opportunities of the business. And so they went to the route of just buying in, to where now one of them buys in pallets of powder, USDA powder, and sells massive amounts of powder every single month, pallets and pallets of powder to large buyers, that are not really worried about, say, like the color or where it's coming from, because maybe those buyers are putting their moringa powder in other products like breads or, pastries, to where they're able to hide the quality, the color of it, and still just put USDA certified organic powder on the label, which people want to see. But that powder is most likely imported and was dried outside and may be brown or maybe even cut with other things, may even have heavy metals in it. You never can really trust anyone, even if they're in the USA. But, it's even more of a scam that's going on in other countries. Because what's happened to me many times is I've even ordered powder across seas, gotten a little sample of it. It was nice and it was green. I was like, oh, if I can get a pallet of this, I'll drop a couple $1,000, get the pallet. It takes 3 months to get here. I open up the pallet and it's brown or it's white. It smells sweet because it has sticks and stems in it. And so, it's just consistently being disappointed about those suppliers. And so early on in this business, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be in that business of growing and needing other people's moringa. I'm going to grow slow and steady. I'm going to use my supply. I'm going to train others the way that I do it. And we're going to build a team, a collective that do it the way that I do it. And they're in the USA. And we become the prominent suppliers, growers, distributors for moringa in the USA. And that's essentially my goal, is to get more people trained up and growing here in the USA, so that way we can keep up with the demand. Because when people call me and I'm not able to fulfill their 100-pound order, where do you think they go? They're going to other countries, they're buying it, importing it. Well, it would be nice if we kept those jobs and kept that money in the economy in the USA, instead of sending hundreds of millions of dollars overseas just with the moringa business alone. Billions and billions of dollars are going overseas just from people in the USA buying moringa. Let's keep that money in the USA. Let's keep our economy strong. And that's essentially what this business and this agricultural collective promotes, is a strong USA supply of moringa. Because anybody here can see clearly how badly the world wants to sell their moringa to the USA. Everybody is trying to get their moringa in. Everybody here that's in our ecosystem has now probably been touched or contacted by many overseas growers and distributors and suppliers saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Here's my WhatsApp, buy my stuff. And I've never really even done that. Like I said, I've tried to build a business even from day one. Moringa just never really let me scale in that way because of the infancy of the industry itself. There's really no standard of it or say attention to detail when it comes to the quality of the green and what people are looking for. But that's why we're educating and we're teaching everybody here about when they buy, just think all the things that we don't really know or think about that we buy from other countries. Imagine how much higher quality it would be if it was grown here.
Hey, do you like what we stand for and our Moringa products? Do you support our mission enough to share these products with others? Would you like to earn extra income from sharing these products with others? Well, that's called affiliate marketing, and we have an affiliate program that can help you make extra income from Moringa today. And when you sign up for free, not only will you get a custom link, but you'll get a custom coupon code in your name. Anyone can use your coupon code for 10% off, and you could even use your own coupon code. Get 10% off your own purchases of Moringa. When you shop with your coupon code, you'll get 10% off, and 10% goes back into your pocket as a commission. That means that you could get up to 20% off your own purchases from Grow Moringa when you use your own coupon code. But wait, there's actually more. When you and others use your coupon code, the conversions keep adding up. It never resets. If you earn $1,000 in sales, you'll get higher payout commissions. Reach $10,000 in sales with your coupon code, and the rate bumps up again. Check out this amazing way to make extra revenue from Moringa without having to do any of the hard work. That's right. We'll grow it, harvest it, process it, package it, and ship it. Simply share your coupon code with as many people as possible using social media, and you can start earning cashback commissions from those sales right away. See, your coupon code is valid for our Moringa products, the merchandise, equipment, books, and educational membership area. The more you help our reach, teaching others about local USA Moringa, our agricultural collective, the more that we can help each other. Thanks a lot for signing up to the Grow Moringa affiliate program.
You know, just getting started, we talked about how you can start with the trees, right? Take those to the farmer's market. Now, guess what? If you've got thousands of pots of trees, you're now starting to get some greens, because now you've got some trees that you can cut and potentially grab a little bit of greens from. Now, ultimately, you want to use greens from trees that are in the ground, right, for selling, because those trees are grounded, they have bigger root systems, they're much more resilient to pests and diseases, and they're getting the natural cooling and vitamins and minerals and salts from the soil and the earth and the ether. So the earth and touching the earth itself is going to give that tree mostly everything that it needs, plus a little bit of the inputs that you put in, like some rock dust or some fertilizer, some powder, some extract, some biostimulant liquid, and then you're starting to get a little bit of greens, right? So because then sometimes you're planting some of those trees in the ground, and then from there you're starting to wash those greens and dry those greens, and then potentially start to package some of the greens, if not at least the first round of greens that you're harvesting from your pots. Those are practice. That's practice powder on yourself to get to that point where you start having trees in the ground that you're making powder for other people. Everything that you're doing is a process, and you're progressing into it. You're not going to start off already, boom. You're going to take baby steps in this, and we're going to walk you through every step, and it might take a year. It might take 2 years for it to really grasp, but as long as you're here, you can see as a member, we're constantly putting out information. We're constantly putting out new material, new content to keep you engaged, to keep you interested, and to keep you focused. and to continue to hold yourself accountable. That's one of the reasons why we're showing up every single day for you, so that way you can continue to give back to the community and give back to us, because we need your supply. We need your powder. We need your capsules, your tea, your oil, your spice, everything that you're making, because orders are starting to come in. And as I begin to travel more, I may not be able to be the only one filling orders, and I'm going to need everyone to team up with what they have in stock, so that way we can continue to fulfill orders. And that's a revenue stream that once you start having your own supply and you're posting in the members area that you have a supply and you're selling directly to members, you're selling directly to people on Facebook, you're selling directly to people on your website, you're selling directly to people at the farmers market. But then you can list your inventory and then start to get orders using these labels and logos as a certified member. Because at the same time that you have your own package and your own label and you're selling it at your own price, you'll also have that same package and putting Grow Moringa labels on it and fulfilling orders at the price that's listed on the website, minus some commission, right? Because there's a little bit of a cost for marketing and advertising and running the website. And so then there's a little bit of a commission there that Grow Moringa takes and then provides the rest of that sale back to you. And so that's how you can begin to pick up orders, not only through your own company, through your own brand and your own pricing and your own website, but then you've also got, an extra revenue stream coming in, possibly where you're like, oh, well, looks like we ended up getting a wholesale order from the collective. We just got to put 12 of our packages together and put them in a box and ship them. We're going to put the Grow Moringa label on these ones. But the ones that we're taking to the farmer's market tomorrow, we're going to put our logo on it, right? And so that way you're kind of becoming more of like a white label, right? Where you're packaging things without labels on it. And then you're deciding, oh, I'm going to put my label on this one. Oh, I'm going to put Grow Moringas on this one. What if somebody wants to come to you and say, hey, can I put my label on your stuff? And so then you start to create relationships with those people to where then you can begin to supply anybody, really. As long as it's really high quality, you've done your soil test, your nutritional test, you're growing it organically, you're making sure that it's on the racks and it's drying within 6 to 12 hours, you're washing it, then you're also sifting it, making sure there's no sticks and stems. You're drying it inside in a climate-controlled environment to help make sure that you're reducing, if not preventing, mold, bacteria, E. coli, and discoloration. The coloration is a really big kicker for us. Our customers really love that bright, bold green color, versus when they buy it, from any other distributor, they're going to get brown or white, or they're going to get cut, or they're going to get it mixed with sticks and stems, and it's going to be sweet. You want to get it just with the leaves and have it super green.
And dirt.
Yeah, you could have dirt in there too. Yep. Sand and dust. Yeah, because they're literally cutting it, laying it out in the field, and they're literally just getting a big tractor and they're just like scooping everything up with dirt and everything in it. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that a lot of the brown color is due in part because a lot of it is dirt. Unbelievable. Well, let's talk for a few minutes about the actual selling of it. Some of the strategies that I utilized first for selling was actually my weed dealer, was my first buyer. He was the first person that bought herbs from me. So I went to the herbs man, and the herbs man said, hey, you got some herbs? And that sparked a 2-year relationship where we were trading, where he was able to trade me cannabis and I was able to give him back herbs that I was growing. And even herbs that I would buy in at wholesale, I would flip to him, package up in small packages, just so he would, say, make tea for the week or 2 weeks until the next time I saw him. And this was in college, like over 10 years ago. 12 years ago now. Yeah, about 10 years ago now was about when I met him in 2014. I had my van and I was able to go see him. And he inspired me essentially to start packaging up herbs because we were just having a conversation. He's like, yo, what you getting into? And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting into plant life, man. I'm going to school for architecture, but I think I want to be a farmer when I get out of school. He's like, dude, that's dope. Like, what are you trying to grow? Like, I don't know, like plants, herbs, medicine. I'm really getting into like herbalism. He was like, no doubt. He threw me a list of herbs. He's like, yo, can you get me these herbs? And that inspired. I was like, I know half these herbs. I have some of half of these herbs. I've already tried most of these herbs myself in my own experimentation with taste and color and feeling and vibration and what happens. And so I would say, like, drink a tea for a couple days and I would take notes and feelings and colors. Like if I closed my eyes, what were things that I saw, images that I saw? I could essentially kind of become one with the spirit of that herb, where I could feel that energy, that vibration flowing through my body and going to different organs. And so I would hone in on what that herb was doing in my body. And so he was really excited about that and helped me to essentially launch my herbal career. Then he's like buying trees and he's buying seeds and he's telling his friends and family. Then they're buying herbs from me. Then the next thing you know, I'm carrying around a bag full of little baggies of herbs. This is how it started, was just with little baggies like this, filled with loose leaf and herbs. And I'd bring him over burdock and dandelion and wormwood and elderberry and raspberry leaf and yerba santa and mullein and bladderwrack and bloodroot, all the things that I drink throughout the week in different times, different seasons for different ailments, different feelings, different things that are going on, different celestial alignments. And it was really interesting that was kind of like my breakthrough into herbalism. And then I very quickly latched on to Moringa after that. Then I started having the trees and pots, started selling it on Marketplace, Craigslist, started selling the trees. And then when I graduated, I went straight to the farmer's market. I registered as a plant nursery, but then I also had some loose leaf on the table in a little glass jar. So I had trees, I had seeds, but then I had some loose leaf on the table. So I was really selling Moringa trees, but then some people would come over like, hey, what you got there? I got some tea, some loose leaf from the tree. Oh, yeah? So they would buy it. And then this one lady came over and she was like, I've got a big Moringa tree in my backyard. And so little did I know that just by going to the farmer's market, I picked up people that I knew that I would meet that had trees in the neighborhood. Oh, you've got a tree? Oh, maybe I can come over one day. Let me get your number. Before you knew it, after about 2 years of going to the farmer's market, I had over 300 locations in Tampa that I was managing, harvesting trees every day. If I was driving, there wasn't a moment that I didn't pull over, knock on the door and say, hey, I can harvest your tree. I would be filling up the back of my van. If I'm driving from one part of the town to the other, boom, 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 I'm hitting 4 or 5 stops along the way, filling the back of my van up. So that way, by the time I got to the shop, I had a full van. And then I would be doing that every day because I had a store in St. Pete. By the time 2018 came around, I ended up getting a small store in St. Pete. I graduated in 2016, got rid of my apartment in 2017. By 2018, I was at a store in St. Pete, living out of the store. And then by 2020, I got here. This is a 2.5 acre property in Plant City that I actually worked at 10 years ago as a plant nursery, potting up plants, learning how to do plants. And they told me one day that I was going to own this place. And it kind of stuck with me a little while. And then before you know it, I ran into the owners at the gas station. They're like, hey, we haven't seen you in like 2 years. What's going on? I said, well, I'm out in St. Pete, but I'm still doing Moringa. And they said, well, the farm, the house, the nursery is available if you want to grab it. I said, well, can I do a rent to own? And they said, yeah. And so 4 years ago now, almost 5 years ago, I got in here and we just closed on the property this year. We have about 155K left to pay off to get the deed, but we put it in the collective name. We put it in the collective business name. We raised capital within the members community, and we were able to close the property. And now we just need to raise about $40,000 before we finish out the renovations of the property, to where I think at that point it'll be fully turnkey ready with store, farm, and some of the infrastructure established. I mean, sure, another $100,000 could go into this place, but since the 60K that we've gotten raised so far, we've been able to do quite a bit as far as get the store established, pay for the labor, get workers. We've got about 3 or 4 workers that come in throughout the week, making sure that we're stocked up. I'm still going out harvesting. I'm making sure I'm making content. So one of the ways that you can begin to make content and sell this moringa is farmers market. And then what I did was I quickly got a website. I purchased a domain and got a website linked up. Then that inspired me to make an Instagram. Then that inspired me to make a Facebook. These are business, not personal, right? I don't even really have or had any personal dealings with social media at all. I had no interest in it. But with the business side, I went ahead and said, okay, I'm going to have to sacrifice that privacy, that time, for the business. So I went ahead and established all the business accounts, and then really just started hitting it with the business. I made a YouTube channel in 2018 when I got to the store, and started watching like Gary Vee and Alex Hormozy and a few other people. Started watching like, say, Bigger Pockets podcast and my first $1 million podcast. A lot of CEO, Diary of a CEO, business podcasts, like Graham Stephan and a few other people that are on YouTube that are doing real estate and business stuff that I really get interested in watching their content. So make a YouTube channel, getting an Instagram, making a Facebook, all under the business, right? Whatever the name is, if it's, Queen's Moringa, just do that. And if it is not registered as an official business name, just do it. Just make Queen's Moringa. If that's already taken, make Queen's Moringa 1 or 13 or whatever it is, to just get it out there. If you end up finding, what's that?
You just inspired me.
Yeah, good. It can be any name you wish. You may find that it's taken, but most likely than not, it's not taken. Even if it is taken, doesn't mean that you can't use it. Somebody might have taken it, but is not even using it. So as long as you're the one that's using it, no biggie. Unless that person came to you after you're making $1 million or whatever off of it, then at that point, buy them out. Just buy it. Or if they say, no, you can't use it, it doesn't matter. You've got $1 million, rebrand. Who cares? You're going to go through many names, many businesses possibly. Many renditions of your passion, of what you're doing. Like I started Numa Nursery thinking that it was going to be a plant nursery, found out about Moringa, learned that with the plant nursery, you really just want to focus on 5 plants. When they asked me what's going to be my first plant, I said Moringa. Here I am 10 years later, and I'm still on Moringa. I haven't even found my number 2. Because I took the number 1 and I ran with it, and I turned that into over $100,000 a year worth of income. Well, now I'm trying to make Moringa $1 million a year. And then after that, I'm still not going to go to another plant. I'm going to make it $1 million a month. And then even still, I'm not going to go to another plant. I'm going to make it $1 million a day. That's the secret with business, is just keep doing what you're doing, doubling that, tripling that down, simplifying and scaling, and keeping it real simple. The biggest mistake people make in their businesses is once the going gets tough, they go and start over and do another thing. If they were to have kept it with that idea that they originally had, to just see it through, there might be pivots along the way. There might be minor movements and shakes along the way. Like I redirected and pivoted by changing the name from Numa Nursery to Grow Moringa. It's in the name. And it's very simple, and it's already right there.
When you were Numa, Is that when you met John Kohler?
Yeah, I was at the farmer's market as Numa Nursery, and I had all the same products, just with a different logo, a different brand. It's all the same products. It's just I started off with wanting to be a nursery, so I thought of an obscure name like Numa, and it really generated a lot of interest. Numa was very interesting to people. The icon, the branding, the personification of the Jesus fish, the Vesica Pisces, Libra, with the scales of balance, and the eye of the sun with like the target symbol. The target symbol is an ancient symbol for the sun. So I use a lot of symbology, and even just the name itself is Eve in Africa. West Africa, there's a tribe named the Dogon tribe, from Mali, and they have the oldest cave painting known to man, and that cave painting depicts essentially their gods coming down from the planet Sirius. Siri, we talked to Siri, right? That's a planet, the dog star, the North Star, Sirius, and supposedly their creator gods came from Sirius, inhabited the waters of the earth, and those essentially became the water beings, or the nomos or the numos, that turned into mermaids and man. Essentially, the fish inhabited the waters. They came from Sirius, and that's the story of creation. It's the Dogon story of creation. It's in a book known as the Enuma Elish, which is essentially their Bible.
Wouldn't they be the Anunnaki?
Yes, exactly. That's another name for the Nomos, is the Anunnaki. Exactly. Anu, coming down from above. Naki, Naga, the original beings, the Nagas, the serpent beings. Essentially, that same story is of West Africa. Mali is the same story. Many, many, many people and cultures and countries and places around the world have this very similar story. And Numa is Eve, and her husband, we're still trying to find him. Finding Nemo is essentially why I came up with Numa, the fish, the salmon, the salmon of knowledge, because Nemo, as you know, Finding Nemo, the story of Finding Nemo, that's actually the creation story from the Dogon tribe. And Nemo is Adam, and Numa is Eve. So that's the story of Numa, Numa Nursery, and that's why I named it Numa, and had a symbol, for the logo, and it really took off. And then John Kohler came here. I had only lived here for 1 week when John Kohler filmed that video. And then he came out with that in March of 2020. He filmed it here in October of 19. And then I waited 6 months for everything to shut down. He called me, hey, I can't do nothing. Looks like I'm going to have a little bit of time to come out with your video. I'm like, about time. It's been 6 months. So let's go. And he finally did it. And he's like, are you ready? And it blew up. It got like 50,000 views in the first week. I was making $10,000 in sales from those starter kits and items that he was promoting on that video under numanursery.com. And then 1 year later, I'm still getting orders from that video. I changed the name and I dropped Numa Nursery. And I had thousands and thousands of calls and people, can't find you. Where are you at? Where's your website? I want to order from you. And then it would take, it was a long time, about 1 year to 2 years there, where it was like, oh, I finally found you. Now it's like I watched the video and I was able to find you quickly. Now people are watching the video. They're finding my new number. They're realizing that I have a new name under a business because of all the material and videos that I've been posting. So I was able to get found. And so now people call me straight up under the new number with the new business and say, hey, I just watched your John Kohler video. So I'm not getting the, oh man, it took me forever to find you. No, because I just keep putting up Moringa, Moringa, Moringa. If you type in Moringa on the internet, we're it. We are it. I've made sure of that. thousands and thousands of videos later, years and years and years of just every video I make has Moringa in the title. And so now it's really starting to pay off, where we have a face to a plant. Now, if anybody says Moringa anywhere, my name comes up in the whole world. And so that's just going to resonate and bring it back to the collective. We're branding Moringa with my face and also the company. So when people think of Moringa, they think of us and they think of me, which is important for creating a presence. It's just like when you think of, say, like, I don't know, like Subway. You think of that one guy that got caught up. When you think of like Apple, sometimes you think of that guy Jason Long from those videos from about 10 years ago, when Apple was coming up. You think of that guy. When you think of, say, like, I don't know, now, Shaq bought Papa John's, but look at the face that Shaq is on hundreds of businesses. It's like when you think of a business, you think of that person. That's kind of like what I'm serving for Moringa, is kind of will continue to be that founder face, and inspire the company to also move forward with a board of directors, a team of people leading it, salespeople. From this training, we're going to be bringing people into our call center, and those members who are spending a lot of time with us are going to be able to start answering calls. And that's going to be a way to make sales as well.
You're going to be like the Colonel with
the Colonel.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Look at this. Yeah, you got that right. I'll be branding it with the white tee. I love this. You got that right. Yes, we will.
We'll have Moringa wings, barbecue wings.
Yeah, Moringa barbecue wings. Well, what I'm doing here, I'm actually making a cafe here in the kitchen. I'm turning it into a commercial kitchen with a cafe. It's going to be the start of our Moringa Tree Cafe, where we do soup, salad, sandwich. It's just going to be the 3 S's. Soup, salad, sandwich. It's going to be Moringa soup, whether it's drumsticks or leaves. And it'll have a couple variations, but it'll mostly just be a vegetable broth, very simple Moringa soup that we serve every day. And then it'll be a salad. So it'll be a fresh, in-season salad with Moringa. And then it'll be Moringa oil dressing. And then it'll be a thick dressing with other things in it too, but it'll be a Moringa oil-based dressing. So it'll be salad, and then sandwich will be sprouts, potentially Moringa sprouts and other sprouts. But it'll probably most likely be, say, like it's going to be a veggie sandwich, and I'm going to figure out exactly what kind of sandwich that is, what kind of bread it is. But essentially, I'm just going to do 1 soup, 1 salad, 1 sandwich. That's going to be the menu. There's going to be some drink options. But that's going to be our cafe that I'm going to be starting here out of the farm. I'm going to go ahead and get the food license. I'm going to get this inspected, and we're going to turn this place into an operation where people can come. Nobody's going to live here. This building is going to turn completely into the store, and then I'm going to find a place to live close to here, or either build another house, or buy the other property over here and build a house, or buy another property over here, or buy that property and live in that house. So there's a couple other opportunities around this area, or take the opportunity to travel, instead of, say, renting anywhere or buying another place, just taking the next year to where nobody lives here, but we have workers that come in. We're building this place up to be a cafe and a store. And then also during that time, I'm focusing on the FSA number, all the licenses for the farm, registering those as a farm, getting some grants and scholarships and things from the state for our business, and really start doing the back end things that are going to be really important for scaling and getting this store out into the main street. So this is the prototype to get this out into the main street. So that way the farm can be the more so the farm and production. And then we take all of this stuff to the store. So that way the farm necessarily isn't open every day like a store, but it's much more maybe special occasions, or the farm is closed to the public and really only open for volunteers and workers and say special events, but the store would be open every day.
I was wondering if you could do it almost like, you know how they have hot dog vendors, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
have a moringa vendor that pulls like a cart and has all the moringa products on it.
Yeah,
So you can move from location to location.
absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what my van was. I had a full store, Moringa store in my van in bins, to where at the farmer's market or in a parking lot or wherever I was going, I had all my bins ready to rock to where I could just pull out my bins. There's another method where you could even just open up the back window and you're already a set up store.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was one of the things that I want to build for the farmers market to get back to the farmers market before I do get back to the farmers market. It's actually a trailer where vendors, like members, would come and just pick the trailer up on, say, like a Friday or a Saturday morning. And then they
Right.
would go to the farmers market, it'd be full, and then they just take the trailer, come and drop it off. And then we spend the week filling that trailer up, cleaning the trailer out, stocking the trailer back up. And then come Friday night, Saturday morning, the vendor comes, picks up the trailer, takes it to the market, sells out, brings it back empty, and we spend the week filling that trailer back up,
I would
with
use,
product.
I don't know, you could use drop boxes to drop the money in if it's 20 and bolt that to the trailer.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, now you're thinking much more of like a vending machine. So just make it a vending
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have the vending machine business experience. I had 31 vending machines. So we're going to essentially turn our store into a walk-in vending machine, where our vending machine is very similar to this, where these are just buttons and then that comes down and pulls out, to where our store could even be little to no workers. Maybe
Right.
one worker during the day. It's 24 hours. It's open at night. You know, and all that person is doing is filling up the back of the machine, but people can just come in and vend their items, but it's
Yeah, 24/7.
24/7. Yeah, fresh and local
Yeah,
moringa. Yeah, just like this,
that'd be nice.
with little to no manpower, but it's also safety, where people come in, open the door, and it's really just lined with vending machines, like a big vending machine, to where the actual place where the workers are is in the back, and they're just filling up the machines. But when you walk in the store, it's really just an aisle, and you're
Yeah.
just looking at glass, clicking buttons, getting your stuff, and there's nobody really there in the front.
Well, I was gonna say because like when I go to the bank to the ATM, you slide your card and then the door's open, then it locks behind you, so that you don't have anybody in there that can mess with
Nice,
you. You know?
nice, yeah, very similar to that. Yeah, yep, yeah, and that store is also going to be the drop-off point for our members to come and just drop off their greens. That way we can dry it for them. We're very close. I feel like we could do that in 2025. We're going to finish out this year. We're going to raise 40K in the next 8 weeks. And then we're going to turn around and we're going to start the $1 million Moringa Fund January 1st. And then we're going to raise $1 million in 2025. And that's going to get us our building.
Now you're gonna buy the land, the building, everything, right?
Ideally, yeah, we don't want to do anything on rent. We want to buy the
Good.
land with the warehouse, and
Yeah, that's how my dad did all of his tire stores. He had 58 tire stores,
wow,
and he owned the land, the building, everything.
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. And we're in the real estate business. So even just what you're doing there, your venture of starting to get land is going to potentially pay off. Say you got that land and in a year to 2 years you develop it to where it's got something on it. You could turn around and flip it for 2 to 3 times because you've got something of value that's established. It's producing moringa. And you could sell it back to a member that's been training this whole time.
That's true. And then buy another property and do
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do here. Is that's why I want to make sure that I'm still buying property for the collective on land wise, but I'm also buying property as far as commercial for the collective as well. So we want to take that $1 million that we raise, buy some some property with commercial. That way we can tie it into this 2.5 where we have our production, but then we have our marketing and sales and advertising space and our store and our public space. We've got our private space with the farm, but then we've got our public space with the store.
Very cool.
Yeah, very soon. I think this year we can get a small little warehouse down the street from here, and that would really kind of help me out a lot with just separating work from home, you know, and just having more of a healthy lifestyle. You know, that way I get more help. People will be opening the store. I'll have a manager. You know, I don't necessarily need to be there myself every day, but as a way to continue to grow and scale the business, we got to put people in the right place to give them these jobs and positions and train them up.
Yeah, I like that idea with the store where you're loading it from behind.
Yeah.
That way it's always fresh. I mean, you know, when it gets up in front, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like a vending machine where you're loading it from in the back,
Yep.
right? And just people, when they walk in the store, it's really just the front of vending machines lined up right next to each other, and there's nobody to check them out other than the vending machines. So,
Wow.
and then the one person that's working there can be in the back, and if there is an issue, then they can come out.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna see if that's kind of like the first move that we need to make. We could rent a small store in a strip mall where we could turn that small store into essentially our vending machine. But that might come later. We might, before that, we might need to buy a building that we can process at scale, because bigger than this dry room. We need a building that we can dry. We need a building the size of this house that can dry. I'm just drying in a 10 by 10 in the sunroom.
I was thinking almost like a kiosk in a mall and have it set up where
That too.
go inside and fill everything up and then lock it up, and then people can just swipe their cards or whatever and grab their product.
Yep, that's a great idea too. Absolutely. Yeah, getting a Moringa kiosk, that could be your business, is just vending Moringa. Absolutely. You just got to find the thing that you're passionate about and run with that 100%. And anytime you get another idea in your head, throw that one out and just keep going with the same idea. I can't tell you how many times I'm around people and they just see the opportunity around me and they're like, dude, you could do this. And I'm like, I could, but I'm making $1 million from Moringa. And then everybody's like, oh, you could do this, like the Moringa cayenne tincture. You could make $1 million from this. I could, but what I'm really doing for this company is building a collective, right? Myself. What I'm really focused on. I've already done the $1 million of selling Moringa product. Now I'm in the industry and wanting to make $1 million from making other Moringa millionaires. You know, I want to make millionaires. And we are. We're
I think we all want to be millionaires.
Yeah, well, we are. We can. We can get there. There's enough to go around. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars being sold and generated from Moringa. So let's get a piece of that pie, and let's come back tomorrow for our third day for Moringa Con 24, and we'll start with affiliate marketing. We'll go into the Moringa map, then we'll talk about funnels and websites, then we'll go into farm design, and we'll talk about problems, soil, irrigation, and then we'll close it up tomorrow with goals, talking more about the 100K farm fund, lending, investing, future plans, and how to start your regenerative agriculture business. And that'll be tomorrow. It's going to be a jam-packed day tomorrow as well. We had a great day today. I really appreciate you guys for coming out and hanging.
Thank you.
Yeah. Legendary. This is legendary. You know that, right? You guys are watching history in the making happening right now.
I believe it. That's why I'm here.
Unbelievable. I'm getting the groove now. This is my third year doing this. 3 days in a row, nonstop. From this, by tomorrow, I'm going to have over 30 30-minute videos. I can post one of those 30-minute videos every 3 days. And then every 2 days, I've got another style video. And then every 2 days, I've got another style video. So every 3 days, there's going to be a rotation of, MoringaCon videos, product videos, membership videos, MoringaCon videos, product videos, membership videos. So that way we can flow through the next, we'll have the whole next 2 to 3 months worth of content from just this one weekend.
And this is my first one, and I'm having a ball.
Awesome. I'm glad you're here. You're really helping to make this a beautiful experience. I appreciate your time and energy, and also questions are very helpful in filling out the space. So that way people get also the benefit of hearing it from someone that's actively trying to learn it, like yourself.
You are now entering the Grow Moringa Collective, an eco-friendly community centered around a common interest, growing moringa. Connect with other like-minded individuals in person and online as a member of the Grow Moringa Collective. Download the Members app to your phone for instant access. I now present to you a lesson from the exclusive 3-day conference event known as MoringaCon. Team up with us and get the help you need to succeed. All recordings are included with membership. Become a member to fulfill your wildest dreams of working outside in nature, planting seeds and growing trees. Turn your empty property into a thriving food forest. Get the training you need to make extra income from moringa. Learn more about growing, harvesting, drying, processing, packaging, and selling moringa trees into valuable products for extra income. Simplify your growing operation and become a profitable moringa grower. If you'd like to learn more about the moringa tree industry without beating around the bush, you're in the right place. Be sure to join us inside of the Grow Moringa Collective members area for full access to all the answers you need. Don't miss MoringaCon 25 coming up in April. Make a real impact on your health and the health of others around you. Be sure to join us inside of the Grow Moringa Collective members area for all of the moringa answers.